Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, hot faucet running and I keep looking at you. Stuck on your phone, stuck in your zone.
I wanted to talk about something that's not really talked about that much. Actually, I have yet to run across anybody talking about it, but it's just my own personal experience. Like, it is so much harder raising your kids up in the godly way when you've come from only knowing raising them up in the worldly way. And then when you're like in this space, this new space, and you're like, okay, this is the way that I want to live now. This is what I want to do and how I want to approach things and move through life and be obedient to God. But the very same way you used to do things and the way that you used to live is still living with you through your kids. The way you've conformed them to the lifestyle that you were conformed to, you're now still living it through them because it's all that they know. So now this new way, in which is the original way, it's like foreign, and it's like, it's like uncomfortable, not only for them but for me also. But it makes me even more it makes it even more uncomfortable when my kids are uncomfortable with it, if that makes sense. It makes me even more like, man, am I doing this right? You know, it kind of puts you in a space of, it puts you in an environment both mentally, emotionally, and it puts you on the verge of stumbling. Like, it's a huge possibility that you can stumble in this instance. And it's so hard. It's getting hard on yourself about it because you don't really know, or you're not sure. For me, it's like torn in between continue to live the way that you're living and doing things the way God wants you to, and plant those seeds. Allow God to water them when it comes to your children. Or force it down their throats. You know, like, no, because do it this way, do it that way, do this, do that, that's wrong, that's this, that's that. Like, and to think of it in that manner is so hurtful. It's like, no, like, I don't want to be that. Torn in between, okay, I know better, so we need to do better in these areas. So I'm torn between that and, well, they're kids, so I want them to also enjoy the things that I enjoyed as a kid. I want them to be able to eat new things and eat this and eat that, even though it's not good for them. You know, even though I know it's terrible, you know, but I want them to be able to enjoy this, enjoy that the same way that I did, you know. But torn in between that and, no, I know the right way, so let's do it the right way. And I know we all indulge in the wrong things, you know, for sure. But my thing is mainly the overindulgence. Like, overindulging is what makes me cringe now. It's like, okay, look, chill. So yeah, it's like they're now conformed to my past way of doing things. It's so crazy. And now I have to live it. I still have to live through my past and my present based off the way that I conformed you guys, based off what I knew growing up, based as a young mother. Still haunts me through my children because this is all they know. Not to say that the way that I'm doing things now and all the improvements are not rubbing off in some way. You know, I know it is. You know, also getting caught up in the emotional manipulation when it comes to, you know, me feeling like I'm constantly saying the same things over and over again and actually leading by example and all of the things, and still feeling like, oh my God, they're never going to catch on, you know, but not giving them grace and not giving myself grace, especially like, okay, this has been like this for all of these years. We've been conformed to a certain way in so many different categories for all these years by lack of knowledge. So to not give them grace and to emotionally manipulate them by saying things like, oh my God, you're literally constantly hurting yourself, or by overindulging in this food, or you're constantly just making things, like that's just like, that's gonna raise your blood sugar, or that's gonna do this, that's gonna do that, or that's like that can lead to diabetes, and just using all these scare tactics, which is for not a form of, it is manipulation based off my emotions about how I feel about things impulsively in that moment. In my mind, thinking, oh well, if I say these things, they will take heed and do the opposite of what I'm saying, which is crazy. Manipulation at its finest. Like, just being open and honest. Like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, well, that shouldn't do that. Well, that shouldn't do whatever. Emotionally. Thinking the person will be like, oh my God. And just within a blink of an eye, just switch to the complete opposite. And just do better overnight. Like, no, it doesn't happen like that. Like, no, like, that is so wrong. Like, that is so wrong. Completely wrong. And to do something like that, and to know something like that, had to have seen it, had to have endured it, and not even knowing, why am I doing this? Where is this coming from? It gets so deep, but at the end of the day, it's just like, no, when we know better, we just do better. Growing up, we don't know a lot. In the midst of not knowing, due to lack of knowledge, when it comes to our children, we create a monster that then comes back to hunt us. And now we have to try to kill it off as we are traveling this road of doing things God way, the right way. Now this monster in which we've created within our children, we have to still live through that now as we're trying to be present and aiding ourselves to the future by being present. And when it comes to that, like, I just continue to pray my strength in the Lord. Like, there's no way. I never want to be, first of all, drawn and then stuck in the space of downing anybody or downing my kids or making them feel smaller than me because of where I am now and where they current. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, no, that is so not right. That is so wrong. Like, no. Because the same way we can down a person and say this, that, and the third as a manipulation tactic is crazy. The same way we can do that, the same exact way we can say, you know what? You doing good. Or instead of you doing this that way, or instead of you putting all of this on your plate, here, enjoy your food. I'm gonna add some strawberries on there. Or, hey, you want to save some of that for later, and I can add some toast with it or something, and you can put the eggs on the toast or whatever. Like, just finding new approaches and doing things better and differently and more in love, and not moving in love with this, not trying to, we know it's coming from a space of love, but it coming off is so harmful and so harsh, even though it's coming from a space of love, a place of love. Make it not only come from a place of love internally, but let it surface and center itself and present itself as love also. So not only do you know that it's out of love, but they know also. I've done that not only with my children, but in a relationship before. You know what I'm saying? Just downing a person by talking about the things that they're doing wrong or the things that are not right about them. In my crazy mind, because it's crazy, like, oh, they'll change. Like a reverse psychology type of thing. And if anybody that can admit it has ever done that, don't do that. It will do more harm than good any day. So instead of that energy, give intentional energy. Give the love intentionally. Regardless, meeting people where they are. You know, but naturally when we're doing better and we're doing things better, we get caught up in the aspect of, we kind of subconsciously feel like, oh, this is better, this is the better way, because we've learned that it is the better way. Now we kind of feel like, unintentionally though, like, I'm better than that way. You know what I'm saying? But you're just trying to be better for you, and you're just trying to do better, but you're, I guess, egotistically which is an illusion, your ego. You know, because God wouldn't do things in that way, in that manner. You know, and we're made in his image, so we just shouldn't move like that. Period. And if sometimes we mess up, we do. We human, and a lot of behaviors we have to unlearn. So as we are unlearning these things, give yourself grace. But when you know better, do better, and practice towards the things you know to do better, in the areas you know to do better in. Practice toward that and do better. Don't just know it and say it. Actually practice it, even when it's so uncomfortable. Because I promise you, doing things a certain way all your life and then just transitioning over to doing it different is so uncomfortable. But it's well worth it, because on the other side is growth, not only for you, but for those amongst you too. But yeah, I'm no longer going to make my kids feel like they have to eat a certain way, or they have to do this, or they have to do that. No, me doing what I am doing is more than enough. Me leading by example, knowing that whether I know it or not, that they're watching, is enough. Leading intentionally in the way that God wants me to is enough. God using me as a vessel to plant seeds that he will water as he sees fit. Unfortunately, I won't be able to plant the seeds and water them all too. I just won't. That's not all on me. Like, God is going to handle all of that. But yeah, I just wanted to touch bases on that, because it's just not something that's talked about, and it's something that I truly am experiencing now, and I'm truly going through right now. Not that it's new as of now, it's been happening. It's just like, man, no, like, that's not it. In the uncomfort, find comfort in knowing that God will handle all of the rest. God will handle everything else. And I'm still to this day torn between, you know, because I ain't perfect. We need to do it this way, or let them kids be kids. Let them do this, let them do that the same way you did. As you still continue to lead by example and to show them, look, this is another way also. So when they need it, they'll know how to do it. When they need to aid themselves to health when it comes to certain things, God forbid that it ever comes to that, but if ever, they'll know my mom did this, she drunk this, she ate, or they can consult with me and reach out to me and know that she can help me in this area, even if it's not now but later. Whatever, they'll know, okay, I don't need to reach out about no, I just know, let me hit my OG up, or I remember her juicing this, that, and the third. I remember these things. So in you leading by example, things are already planting. Even if you never say anything, what you're doing is planting in their brains and in their subconscious. 100%. And also know that as parents, regardless of what things were in the past and what things are now, and how easier and how hard or whatever, just know that no matter what, we still can, and we still can set the tone as parents. We can still change the temperature as parents. You know, whether it be y'all getting up and arising, and whatever, you coming in and you setting the tone, whether that be in the kitchen, in the living room, wherever it may be in the home, you set the tone. When they wake up, you setting the tone with a smile. You setting the tone with a playful joke. Or you setting the tone with, okay, this is what we gonna do for the day. And, just giving a smile, coming with certain energy, whatever the case may be, we set the tone as parents. So regardless to what things were, we're able as leaders and as parents to reconform what things were. We're able to set the tone. We're able to gauge the temperature in the house. Gauge the temperature in the relationship. Gauge all things And even if things may shift in the wrong direction, we're able to bring it back to a certain tone as parents. And this is something that I know, because I've lived through it, and I'm still living through it. Even if the kids coming with a certain tone, as the parent being able to shift that temperature still. I'm real silly, so it's like, being silly or whatever the case may be. Okay, let's go get some ice cream, whatever. Let's go do this, or having certain conversations, or just treading lightly and lightheartedly, in a lighthearted manner, setting the tone. So that's just note to myself also, because these are things that I know, but as a human being, I still get caught up in the aspect of man. Get caught up in your emotions, get caught up in, am I doing this whole thing right to begin with? But it ain't how you begin, it's how you end. And not even always how you end, but it's that bridge between how you start and how you end. That bridge in between, like that journey, that path, that's what the destination is. Because we never end, for real. It never really ends. It starts, but it never really ends. So that bridge in between those two, that's the destination. That's all what matters. So be present in all of that, good and bad, because that's what matters. That's what takes you across. That's what gets you across. That's what keeps you going. That's what gives you hope. That's what makes you cry. That's what makes you laugh. That's what makes you you. That's what makes God able to use you even more. So whoever needed to hear that, and also for myself, okay, because this is just me. This is just my experience in it, and it's not talked about enough. That transition from the world's way to God's way, when your kids is included in it, because it's not just about you. It's like the same way that you're transitioning, they are too. The same way you have to give yourself grace in that, you have to give them grace in that too, and not just expect it to be a certain way, because it's not. Give them grace and becoming acclimated to your new lifestyle. Give yourself grace with becoming acclimated to your new lifestyle, and not be so hard on anybody, and continue to tread lightly while still going hard though. But tread lightly though when it comes to certain things, And I always feel like I'm missing something, because I always do meditate on things that come to my mind, that God always drop in my spirit. I always meditate on it first and sit with it for a while, and still I get on here and I'm still like, I don't know which way to really go, but I always pray to God first. Believe that, just speak through me every single time, because I need that. So yeah, it's just simply your old and your new lifestyle being at war. That's all it is. Baby, godly way and a worldly way. Like, look, the spirit and the flesh going at it. But over here, on this side, that spirit, that flesh might get a little off the leash a little bit every now and again, because it's gonna be human and we living in flesh. But that spirit gonna win every single time when God got anything to do with it, and God got everything to do with it over here. Okay, so y'all bless up. Bless up, y'all. I'm about to go get these kids from school. Y'all already know, like, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all felt this, if y'all can relate, drop a comment. If you're related and you don't want to comment, hit the like button, subscribe, come back and see me next time. And give yourself grace. Not too much now. Continue to pray. Continue to ask God to give you grace where it is definitely needed. Whenever and however it's needed. Just pray to God for that. And I will see y'all next time. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. Keep praying, keep believing, keep going, keep being hopeful. And I'll see y'all next time.